Hey guys, this is Enrique with pragmaticreviews.com, and today we are going to create a simple application with Vuetify. Vuetify is a material design component framework for Vue.js. So the goal of Vuetify is make our life easier as a developers and also provide to the end users a better user experience, a good user experience. And the goal of Vuetify is to provide us with everything that is needed to build rich and engaging web applications. If you don't know what material design is a design language created by Google 5 years ago in 2014. Okay, what are we going to do with Vuetify in this video? We are going to create a simple login page where we are going to use a VApp component, a vCard component, a vCard title component, vCard text, a vForm with two fields for the username and the password. We are going to use a divider to separate the input fields from the buttons, and then we are going to use a couple of vCard actions that are going to include two buttons, one for the user registration and the other one for the login of the user. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new Vue application from scratch using the Vue CLI. If you want to see how to install the Vue CLI, please check the video here on the left corner. So we are going to create the new application using the CLI, executing Vue, create Vuetify login. We're going to select the first option here. This is going to initialize the Vue.js application without installing Vuetify. Vuetify, we're going to add that dependency after this step. Okay, now that we have the application created, we're going to move on to the folder of the project that is Vuetify login, and now we're going to install the Vuetify dependencies. You add Vuetify. Okay, and here we are going to select the default settings, and this is going to continue with the installation. Okay, so now we are good to go. We have everything we need to install to start working on our login application. So I'm going to open the application in Visual Studio Code. And I'm going to first let's see what are the things that are configured for us. Here, as you can see, in our main.js file, that is the entry point of any Vue.js application. This is importing the Vuetify dependency, and it's also passing Vuetify as an argument when it creates the Vue application. The same with the store when we use Vuex. This is the way that we initialize the Vuex store. And the same happens with Vuetify. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to replace this hello world template. Let me do something really quick. I'm going to open terminal here. Terminal, npm run serve, and I'm going to initialize the application, and I'm going to open the browser on the right side of the screen. Okay, and this is the default UI that we get when we initialize the Vuetify application by default. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything here from this component. Actually, let's remove everything. And I'm going to rename this component. I'm going to call it login. And here I'm going to start adding the code to create the component. As usual, we need to add the template tag and the script tag. Okay, so first we need to add an enclosing tag. That's going to be VApp. And then within that tag, we're going to add a card. vCard. And within this card, we're going to add two sections, a title and a text. vCard title. I'm going to close this tag, and here I'm going to add a heading. Let's say login, just to keep it simple. Okay, and then we're going to add vCard text. Okay, let's go to the app view, and here we are going to remove everything. Yeah, I'm going to remove this except the bar. Here is going to be login, the same here, and the components are going to be login. And here I forgot to add the name to the component. Here I need to add the property name. That's going to be login. And here I can include the login component. And here we only get this login rendered. That is how it looks now. And we're going to need to add some more things to make it look better. Okay. First, we can assign a width to our card. With, let's say, 400. And we can use some classes just to center the component. Sorry, MX. Yeah. Okay, in order to understand these CSS classes that we are using here, we can go to the Styles and Animations option here on the Vuetify webpage. Here they have a really good documentation, and here you can use this playground to check. Basically, here we are using, for example, MX Auto. Here M is for margin and P is for padding. We are using padding here and margin here on the card. And here you can play around with these different sizes, and you can check here on this preview here on this box. So let's say that I want to add padding X, and X means applies for both left and right. And let's work first with margin. Margin X, we define auto here. So this is how it's going to look like. And we can also define margin top with T. Margin top, and we are assigning 5 pixels. So this is the space that we're gonna get from the top. Oh, this is the margin actually. And the same for PR. In this case, we are using PB. B is for padding bottom. So basically it's going to be the padding from the bottom of the box. So here we select B. And here we can see, here in green, we can see the padding. So let's say that we select 4. This is going to increase 5. And let's say 10. Okay, in this case, we're going to select 0, so we don't have any padding. Okay, let's go back and let's move on, adding more components here. Okay, within the card text, let's see the preview again of the application. And here what I'm going to add is a form, so I can submit the username and the password of the login page. And here I'm going to add 2 text fields, one for the username and another one for the password. So here I'm going to add a B text field, actually 2. The first one is going to have a label that's going to be username, and the second one is going to have a label that is going to be password. We see those labels, and when we access those fields, the label changes its size and color. Okay, to set an icon to the beginning of the field, we can use the prepend icon attribute. I'm going to add that one to our username field, prepend icon. And in this case, the class is going to be MDI account circle. And as we can see, we have that username icon. And the same for the password field. I'm going to add a prepend attribute. Let me add this here so it looks better. I'm going to close the tag here. I'm going to remove this one. The same with this one. Okay, and in this case, I'm going to use MDI lock. And here we can see the lock here in our password field. And I can also append icons to add icons at the end of the field. Append icon. And in this case, I'm going to append an icon to show or hide the password. MDI off. I can set off, or I'm going to create some logic now to set it on. So I'm going to be able to see the password. MDI, sorry, is MDI or MDI off. That's how we can switch between the two. Okay, now I'm going to add a divider here. The divider. And here I'm going to create, I'm going to add another component that is B card actions. B card actions. where I'm going to include two buttons, btn register and the login button. Here I'm going to set a color that is going to be the success color. That is going to be green. And here I'm going to assign the info color. That's going to be blue. Okay, the problem here with the colors, these colors are provided by Material Design. And the problem is that I'm using the wrong tag here. This is V button. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to save. And now we should be able to see the colors here. I'm going to refresh. And now we see green as the success color and blue as the info color. So let's add some logic to show and hide the password, because now when we type the username and the password, first what I need to do here is add the type. That is going to be password. And now if we type, now we don't see the password. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a function that is going to be called show password. So we can, once we click here on this icon, we can hide or show the password. I'm going to add a show password function. This function, first let's declare the function here. It's going to be actually not a function, but the data that I'm going to return in this component. It's going to be just a boolean show password that is going to be false by default, like that. I forgot to add the return here. Return and I need to return an object with that attribute. Okay. And here I'm going to bind the type to that function. So if show password is true, then the type is going to be text. Otherwise, the type of the field is going to be password. And here I need to add the click event. Add click. Show password equals to not show password. Just to switch on every click. Okay, now I forgot to add the append here to the click. Click append show password, and this is going to change the icon actually. So if I click on the icon, it's going to show or hide the password. And I need to add also here the append icon is going to be bind to the show password. So copy this. So if show password is true, this is going to be, the class is going to be mid-i, and if show password is false, is going to be MDI off. Let's try this. I'm going to refresh. So the username, some password. Now I show the password and the icon changes. Now it's working as we expect. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching and I see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.